What? What's going on? What the heck? Welcome on in to the N1MD podcast. Haven't heard Brian Sherrard. What's going on? I mean, well, just that we're just doing the NFL Daft review. That's all. I was like, wait, let's say Daft. Oh, okay. It will be a Daft review of the NFL draft today. Welcome everybody into the NYMD podcast. Your host, Kevin Hurt, Brian Sherrard here. Some spelling challenges this morning, but hey, you know what? We're in episode like 163. It happens once every 163 episodes, right? Yeah. So yeah. See, it's good. There we go. Look at that. Look at that. So welcome everybody. Of course, you could follow us on Facebook, IG, and the Twitter at N1MD Podcast. Of course, we're here on StreamYard, YouTube. Of course, you can follow us there and like us and subscribe to us on N1MD Podcast. And, of course, all your local places where you normally download podcasts, Google, Spotify, iHeartRadio. Everywhere you find podcasts, you will find the N1MD Podcast. So, hey, man, what's going on? Woo! Nothing much, man. Nothing much happened this weekend, man. It was pretty boring sports weekend. Boring. Yeah, I agree. Man, it was Christmas, son. It was Christmas. It's Christmas time in Cleveland, Ohio. Yeah, drafting offensive tackles. No, man. I could have made a better rap if I was prepared, but I wasn't. Yeah. But no, you know me, man. This is my favorite time of the year, NFL draft time. You know, I love this. I'm a draft geek. Yeah. Love the NFL draft. It's funny, as my son called it. It's pretty much roll call, but I love it. I love it, man. Yeah, no, it's the most wonderful time of the year. Yes. So, yeah. Listen, you know, because I love college football. That's how I got into the draft. Because I knew basically, especially the first two rounds, I knew all the players. And I was into the draft back in the day when it was just on Saturdays. Remember those days? It was an all-day affair. Loved it, man. And then they started, almost probably close to a decade now, that they started doing prime time, doing the first round on Thursday, and then 2 and 3 on Friday, and then 4 through 7 on Saturday. So it definitely made it different. It made it special. You know, again, not saying the draft wasn't special, because it always was to me anyway. Because, you know, my favorite day is Saturday. There's nothing better than never leaving the house and sitting there and watching the draft all day. That was awesome. This is before you could rewind stuff. So if you missed it, you just missed it. But look, you know, they would go through the last 5 picks were. But, dude, I love it. Yeah, I loved it. And it was fun. And I know we're going to be breaking that down in the latter part of this show because it's going to take up the longest. Yep. Part of everything. So, yeah, I know your team. And we were, Zoom, not Zoom, but Google, what is it called? Yeah, Google Meets. There you go. We're Google meeting on Thursday for that first round. I think next year we just got to go. Yes. It's in Vegas next year. It's in Vegas. Oh, my gosh. Not only is it in Vegas, at least it's in Vegas in spring and not Vegas in summer. So it's only going to be 100. So, yeah, but yeah, listen, if that's my first big trip, like just by myself or, you know, or whatever, I mean, you know, not like family trip. Yeah. Then that'll be fine. I said, we get the crew together. Going out to Vegas. Yo, that'd be awesome, man. Going out to Vegas and being part of the draft. Yes, sir. Yeah, that would be, like I said, like you said, but I like your idea of wanting to have the draft here in Baltimore. I think it would be great. I mean, having the Inner Harbor as a backdrop,
It's beautiful because downtown is a beautiful part of the city. Fort McHenry. We got Federal Hill. Everything's down there. The aquarium.
Yep.
So it would be good if they had it there. But 1 year. But for some reason, though, I've been here since what, 94? I feel like they ignore the DMV, honestly. Because there's 2 teams in this area. I don't remember either team having like any sort of draft or anything like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, they haven't.
Yeah, where they kind of just leave us out.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. But sooner rather than later, because that game day that we went to was awesome.
Yeah, man. That's why I know they could pull off, because I was like, wow, they had college game day here, and it was great. It was great. That's one of the best, man, like, sports experiences I've had, man, going to college game. And I'm not even a college game day guy, but that was so cool, man. That was
and how stoked would Mel Kiper Jr. be having the draft in his backyard?
Absolutely.
He probably would just have it at his house. Just have it at his house. It'd be perfect.
Oh man, that'd be
have it up at Cal Ripken's old home. You straight up. That's a nice view, right? There's a lot of acreage. I mean, I don't think that that part of the world can handle the traffic, but
yeah.
All right, where we starting at today, Mike?
All right, well, before we get to the draft, we got to take care of some business first, right? I have a couple sports questions for you, and we're gonna start off in baseball today because the sports world was freaking out this week, and I just gotta get your opinion on something. All right. So last week, your boy Madison Bumgarner threw a 7-inning no-hitter. All right. So my question to you is, did Matt Bum throw a no-hitter?
It was one of those like double headers.
Yeah.
Double headers.
Yeah.
I don't know the rule book. If it says that a no-hitter has to go 9 innings. But he didn't give up a hit, right?
No, he did not give up a hit.
Did he complete the game?
He completed the game.
Did the game count?
The game counted.
Unless there's some specific saying no hitters need to be blah blah blah, it's a no hitter to me.
Well, baseball is not counting it as an official no hitter.
And why is that?
I don't know.
Oh, they didn't explain it? They just said they're not going to count it?
I don't know if they – honestly, I don't know if they've explained it or not, but they are not counting it as an official no-hitter.
Oh, okay. Well, how do you feel about it?
How do you think I feel about it?
I think you believe it shouldn't be a no-hitter.
Absolutely should not be a no-hitter. All I kept hearing this week, this is what's wrong with baseball. Why is baseball – Dude, it is not you cannot throw. I don't care if the game was 7 innings. A no-hitter is 9 innings. Full stop. Period. Full stop. Don't come to me talking about he did not throw a no-hitter. You have to complete 9 innings if you want to be count for a no-hitter. That's like saying that would just be like if you're playing a 9-inning game, all of a sudden rain comes, the game is shortened. 7 innings, he completed 7 innings on a rain-shortened game and gave up no hits. That's not a no-hitter. That's not. Because if you call that a no-hitter, then you're doing a disservice to everybody else who had to go 9 innings to do that no-hitter. I'm sorry. And all I kept hearing this week, people freaking out. Oh, this was wrong with baseball. Baseball sucks, blah, blah, blah. No, baseball doesn't suck. Don't come to me with this. Oh, I threw a no-hitter and completed 7 innings. Get out of here.
I think that's taking it a little bit too far. Or just because they don't call it a no-hitter. No, baseball sucks. That's stupid.
But that's all I kept hearing was like people mad at baseball. I'm like, what? What world am I living in?
Well, this is the issue. When you do things like this, you got to make sure you have everything in order. You come out and say because they're the ones that wanted to do these 7-inning doubleheaders or something, right? 7 to 9.
Yeah.
You come out and say all the stats account, but certain things won't be, what's the word I'm looking for? not saying it won't count, but the game account, things account. But if the game's done and over, certain things, I cannot think of what I'm trying to say. But certain things just need to be 9 innings. And one of them should be a no-hitter.
Absolutely.
Period. So you need to do that ahead of time, not to have this controversy. Because again, it did happen, and it doesn't mean that it couldn't happen again. And it counts as a win. It counts, all the other things count. But you come out and say, for the spirit of the game, and for all the pitchers, past, present, and future, who aren't in these double headers, who go 9 innings and actually pitch a no-hitter, those count. Because they need to go, not combined pitchers or not, it needs to be at least 9 full innings in order for this to be called a no-hitter. Period. But you say it knowing that this could be an issue ahead of time. The only thing I have an issue with baseball with is they're not thinking about the problems that could come up. They kind of play behind instead of playing ahead. Like NFL is usually ahead of the curve on some things. Yeah. Basketball is ahead of the curve on something. Sometimes baseball a little bit like these freaking umpires. It's like these umpires. They're a little bit behind it, and I don't know why they haven't taken control of certain things. You know what I mean? But to me, and like I said, it doesn't matter. But you're 100% right that all these pitchers who went 9 and a 2/3 inning and gave it up on the last hitter of the game.
Right. Yeah, man.
You can't disrespect those dudes because that, but again, baseball should have issued a statement about it. That's all. But yeah, I either way, I totally get what you're saying.
Yeah, it's
not. But that's not the end of baseball or baseball. Those are people looking for reasons.
Yeah, like I heard Jim Rome give a take this week talking about, that's what pretty much.
How is it not a no-hitter?
Yeah, I mean, like, come on.
Baseball, come on. How's it not? He pitched 7 innings. It's a complete game in a doubleheader.
So stupid. I thought, like I said, I just kept hearing this over and over in the sports world, and I was just like, I thought I was going crazy. So I had to ask you.
They're all wrong.
Okay, good.
Over this? Come on.
Yeah.
Like I said, I have way more of an issue with these freaking umpires than I have over a 7-inning no-hitter. Because these umpires, I don't know if they all need LASIKs or what. I showed you 2 examples just this morning.
Yes.
Both of them were egregious.
I don't know what the umpires were looking at.
It's egregious.
Yeah.
That ruins it for me. That drives me crazy.
And one of them benefited your team.
What? Well, I think it did. I'm not sure if it did. I don't know if they kept going.
It did. Yeah.
I think they eventually called. I think they eventually got it right.
No, they got it. No, they got it wrong. It benefited. It benefited your team, and you're still upset about it because it was.
No, it didn't. It was supposed to be. We got the lead runner.
It was a double play. No, it was.
No, but they called the other guy safe.
No, they reviewed it. They said the guy was out at first,
which he was.
Right. So because the guy was out at first, they couldn't review the
one out at.
Yeah, so it was a double play.
Yeah, no, it's stupid. I don't care if it was against the Phillies, Braves, Yankees. It's a bad baseball call.
Yeah, that was.
Might have benefited my team or not. The thing is, I'm all about. Again, I'm more about technology. That's why I want to get rid of these guys. Okay, computer would not have gotten that wrong.
No, that's why I disagree. I do not want robots.
But Brian, you saw the guy running. I need.
But robots can solve that problem. Hurt.
What happened?
Robots with those problems. Robots wouldn't even solve.
Here's a robot would have said, "He is safe. Did not run out of line. Done."
Put laser beams at the baseline.
It's at the baseline. They'd be like, "Review, safe." Done. You can't argue with it. What are you going to argue with a computer? So that's it. At the same time, they don't have to review anything, and these umpires can just, I don't know, run the controls. I don't know what they can do something else. They just get on my. I don't understand. Dude's running in a straight line. I'm like you said, it's so bad. I'm defending a Philly runner. The dude literally did not leave the area he was running in. Kind of like the pitcher in Milwaukee who did not get in the way of the runner.
He was in the grass. He was in the grass, way in the grass. It wasn't even like he was on the edge of the grass. He was clearly in the grass. If anything, the runner should not have been running in the grass like that. But that's
I don't even think he was running in the grass. I think he was actually still more on the baseline. But the way the pitcher was not in the dude's way, the pitcher was the one that got the grounder, threw it to first, and the runner was slowing up. And yeah,
that's crazy.
I'm just that and just that one last night. I don't understand. The dude's running in a straight line. Then the other dude was safe, so both umpires got calls wrong at the same time, basically. You called the dude safe and he was out. So you're also blind. They're just, I can't. There's no other, besides basketball, which they just gave up on calling traveling. That's one thing. Just say hey, you know what? We're just not going to call traveling ever again because we're just going to let James Harden do whatever he wants to do. Fine. Yeah. If that's what you decided to do as a league, that's fine. If you decided in baseball that the umpires can just make up stuff, just say it. Hey, you know what? We're just going to let them decide and make up stuff as we go along. Oh, okay. That's it. It's freaking ridiculous. The dude's running in a straight line. He's out of the baseline. What imaginary baseline are you looking at?
It's crazy. Crazy.
All right, what you got next? Oh, by the way, your O's are 13 and 14.
Yes.
My Mets I think, are 10 and 11. Tied for first. So.
Yeah, man, the Orioles, I told you, as I said on this podcast, I said if things break a certain way for the Orioles, I wouldn't be surprised if they were to make the playoffs. I know that sounds crazy. The only reason why I said that because, what was it, Baseball America, whoever does the projection, said the Orioles had a 0.00% chance of making the playoffs. Yeah, and that kind of pissed me off. So I just want the Orioles. I would love for the Orioles to make the playoffs. And honestly, as quiet as it kept, the Orioles have one of the best bullpens in baseball. And their starting pitching is not that bad. I mean, the Dark Knight, man, he has arisen, son. He's 3-0 right now. So
he's come alive.
Yeah, and they only going to get 5 to 6 innings from him, but you get but he's been okay.
But if they're quality innings, they're quality innings.
Right.
Yeah.
All right, man. Now we're going to go to basketball. So this week, LeBron James returned. So now we have Anthony Davis. We have LeBron James back. We have Drummond in the lineup. So my question to you, now that they're at full strength, man, are the Lakers now the favorites to win it all?
No. I know they're full strength, but I feel like LeBron just coming back. I know the playoffs are coming up soon. They're gonna be, again, I know it's LeBron and I get it, but I feel like this is the season where just through attrition, I don't think that team's right. I just don't think their team's right. They would need too many other people really to kind of come through. I do like Drummond, but Schroeder needs to do a little bit better. Kuzma needs to just be a basketball player. And I don't know. I know he just came back and they lost to Sacramento, and I know he had that high ankle injury. And AD came back. Even when AD came back, they weren't the same. I guess they played like they were the Pelicans back in the day. But I just don't feel this team. Now, the West, Utah's there. They got the number 1 seed, I believe. I mean, the Clippers, because Paul George may show up in the playoffs this year. We'll see. They definitely would need him to. And there's a lot of good teams in the West. I just don't see the Lakers being the favorites. I don't.
Okay.
I just feel they got too much going against them.
Well, I look at it like this: it's the end of the season. They're like maybe 10 games left. So this will give them a chance to kind of hit their stride, build that chemistry back. And I don't know. I think as long as you have LeBron healthy, you're always a threat to win. So
right now they're in the 6th playoff spot. The Clippers are 4th. Didn't know that. So that's tough. The thing is, you better just stay ahead of Portland, because if they go down to 7, they got to do that little play-in thing, and I think that would hurt them. So they need to stay 6, but 6 is just such a tough spot. They're tied with them. The Mavericks can go 6 and 5. They're not catching the Clippers at this point. The Clippers are 6 games ahead of them. So it's definitely it's going to be a harder road for them, because they got to start off against a good team. Not saying that they couldn't beat. I don't know who they would be matched up. I think they would beat Dallas. It would beat Dallas in the 7-game series. Guarding Luka, getting past all that. But we'll see. All I care about is that the Wizards are in the 10th spot. They're 3 games ahead of the Bulls for that 10th play-in area. A game and a half behind Indiana for 9th. I just want to say, how do you think the Wizards are going to do?
Yeah, the Wizards are playing really good basketball. They've only lost 2 games in their last 10 games. And the 2 games they lost last night by 1 point to the Mavericks. And then they lost another game early this week. I forgot who they were playing, but they lost by 3 points. And that was a great game. I forgot was it Houston? I forgot who they were playing.
It was the Spurs.
Yeah, the Spurs. What's up, Doc?
Yeah, they've been on a roll. Like you said, they lost to the Mavs, but they beat the Cavs. They beat the Lakers. They beat the Thunder. They beat the Warriors with their MVP candidate. They beat the Jazz. I mean, they beat they beat the Warriors twice actually with their MVP candidate. Because after that little blip where they lost 4 in a row, they definitely played a lot better. So it'd just be good to see the Wiz in the playoffs, man.
Yeah. But they're hitting their stride, man. Russ is doing his triple-double thing, and they're playing well. Even Alex Lynn from Maryland.
Yeah.
He's hurt. Yeah, he's playing well for the Wiz right now. So, man, they're fun to watch right now. They even playing a little bit better defense, Hurt.
Which is weird.
Yeah.
It's weird for this team.
Yeah.
All right. What you got?
Right. Now that we've gotten that out the way, Hurt, it's time for some football. You got a lot to talk about. But first, before we get into the draft and before we get into your boy who dropped the bomb this week, I sent you a text earlier this week, and it pretty much said I'm done. I'm done.
Oh yeah, you did. Yes.
I'm done with this dude. This guy.
And it wasn't the guy who I thought it was.
This guy is officially a hater. I don't know what he has against Lamar Jackson, but I'm done. And that is Bucky Brooks.
Who the heck is that?
He's an analyst for the NFL Network.
Oh, I know if I didn't know his name, he's with the NFL Network.
Yeah. And basically, and we didn't talk about this last week, but basically he came out with a theory or something that the Ravens should do. And basically he was saying because the Ravens are, ahead of the game when it comes to analytics and they heavily involve analytics, maybe they could take an analytical approach when it comes to the quarterback position. Pretty much he suggested that the Ravens should trade their 2 first-round draft picks, trade up to get Justin Fields. Because they take an Army-like approach to their football team, they should graduate Lamar Jackson, just let him walk, wouldn't have to pay the $40 million a year to keep him, and they could just keep rotating quarterbacks in every 4 years pretty much to run their Army-like system. Pretty much is what he's saying. So for the tweet of the week, let me just put this up.
What's up, Double R?
So basically he's saying it's cost effective and it enables the Ravens to keep a 5-star cast in place on both sides of the ball. I'm not saying they will do it, but some teams should explore utilizing a collegiate model at QB. Unless you have an elite QB, let them graduate and find another. Okay. So, and then as you see on there, Doug Farrar, he tweets underneath there, Bucky Brooks recently suggesting the Ravens might want to take a collegiate approach to Lamar Jackson's future. I don't think it's completely crazy. Moreover, you could see NFL teams taking this as more of a paradigm standard. And then Bucky Brooks goes on to say up here, the Ravens are the one team that can utilize this approach because they're systematic on offense. They're like Army, so they can plug and play with a dynamic dual threat quarterback with similar success. No disrespect to number 8, but college supplies plenty of QBs that fit the bill. I have a big problem with this. I have a major problem with this. Yo, he's basically saying, Lamar, you're trash. You're just another. He's basically saying, Lamar, you're just another guy. Lamar is not just another guy. Okay. First of all, this guy's been in the league. Let's just break down what Lamar's done. Because it really pisses me off. Lamar's been in the league for 3 years. His first season, he didn't even play the full season. He only started 9 games. Yep. Ravens go 7-1 with him at the helm. Okay, makes it to the playoffs. Now, mind you, when he started, the Ravens pretty much were in win now mode every game in order to make the playoffs. Right? They make the playoffs. He's running the ball, crazy running the ball. They make the playoffs. He had a bad game in the playoffs. The very next year, they go 14-2. Hurt. He leads the league in touchdown passes. They get to the second round of the playoffs because they had a bye. Uh-huh. He had a great game statistically, but the Ravens team as a whole just played horribly, and Lamar turned over the ball on fourth downs, not converting fourth downs and with interceptions and a fumble. All right, whatever. Wins the MVP unanimously. 2020. The Ravens go 11-5. Once they got ravaged by COVID, he got hit with COVID. They barely lost to the Steelers on a depleted team. Half the team freaking had COVID. He comes back. Everybody saw it on Monday Night Football. 4th and 5. He literally brings the team back, and we needed that game. Absolutely needed that game to win. Brings the team back. We win that game. We go on to go 11-5. I think we end the season winning 5 or 6 games in a row. Make the playoffs again. Lamar gets his first playoff win. They make it to the second round of the playoffs again. So here we have a guy in 2.5 seasons. It's one of the highest winning percentages of any quarterback in his first 3 seasons. I think he's second only to Dan Marino. Okay. MVP. Led the league in touchdown passes last year. Like, this guy is clearly a special athlete. He is a winning athlete. You mean to tell me you can stick Justin Fields in there and they'll be able to do that? No, but Lamar is able to do what he's able to do because he truly is one of one. He is a unique talent. And for him just to assume that you could just stick anybody in there and get the same result is ridiculous. Why would the Ravens, when they already have an MVP quarterback, trade their 2 number 1 picks instead of getting Lamar weapons? You want to trade those picks to get another quarterback just so you don't have to pay him? The reality is, if you have a good quarterback, if you have a great quarterback, you're going to have to pay him. I mean, it is what it is. Why aren't you saying that? Why aren't you saying that about Josh Allen? Why aren't you saying that about Baker Mayfield? Why aren't you saying that about Patrick Mahomes? Why are you saying it about my guy, who has had more success? If it wasn't for Pat Mahomes, see, Pat Mahomes kind of spoiled it for people, because if it wasn't for Pat Mahomes, we would be saying, man, he's on a great trajectory right now as far as his career. But he's pretty much following Pat Mahomes. Pat Mahomes sat his first year. Next year, he won the MVP. The year after that, he won the Super Bowl. Lamar did the same thing. He sat for half a year his first year. Next year, he won the MVP. Second year, Lamar didn't win the Super Bowl. He got to the second round of the playoffs again, but he didn't win the Super Bowl. But he's hit it on that same path. This guy has had nothing but success, since he's been a starter. Oh, first they tried to say, oh, well, this style can't last. This style, you keep running the ball with Lamar, he gets to run the ball 10, 15 times a year. Oh, it can't last. He's gotten hurt. Guess what? He hasn't gotten hurt. Only time he got hurt was last year in the playoffs when his center snapped the freaking ball over his head. He had to run for it and chased it. And while he was chasing it, somebody tackled him in the end zone and he got hurt. Other than that, he didn't get hurt on a running play. He got hurt trying to grab an errant snap. So I'm just sick and I just get so sick and tired, and I'm just done with Bucky Brooks.
I don't know Bucky at all, except for the only Bucky I know was Captain America and the Winter Soldier. Trey Lance is coming. Okay, Trey. I actually like his idea for other teams.
Yes.
Because it's very difficult in the NFL to find quality quarterbacks. But when you have one, you keep them. Certain teams that could maybe do with this model, I know he's talking about how you could do a plug and play or whatever system. You know, teams like the Lions could have done something like that because I know how much you love Matthew Stafford. But if it hasn't worked after 10 years, maybe you should try something different. Washington hasn't really had a quarterback. Maybe Washington should try something like that. Certain teams, Carolinas, that don't have that guy, just maybe that's something that they could try. You don't try it with someone who won an MVP. You don't try that with someone who's one of the most dynamic players in football. That's just like you said. There's a level of disrespect in that column that I know, and I totally understand where you're coming from and being upset about. And I don't even know who is our what's his name?
Who, Ryan Fitzpatrick?
Yeah, Ryan Fitzpatrick. Yes, it changes yearly, or actually it changes per snap because we had like 4 last year. So Ryan Fitzpatrick. I had a Tyler Heineke. That's the only guy I remember. But if Washington would do something like that, then again, now at least we actually have an owner who's staying out of stuff because he kind of has to, right, and a real general manager and a real leader in Ron Rivera. So that's positive. But the issue I have with that column and what he's saying is you want to give up all these assets to get someone who's just gonna what? Who is he? He's your starter from day one. So you're gonna just give up on the MVP. Let me just give up. Yes, you know what? You could say it's cost effective, but not for them. You know the team that does stuff like that? Green Bay. Because then every 4 8 years they want to go get a new quarterback, even though, again, Aaron Rodgers is the exception for me. I always liked Aaron. I'm not, me, I'm not a Favre guy anyway. I'm an Aaron guy. But you went out and you got his heir apparent for some reason, in the first round because they like thinking about the future. You can think about the future.
Wait, Hurt. I want you to hold your thoughts when it comes to Aaron Rodgers. Okay?
Okay. Sorry.
We gotta finish this real quick.
Right. So the issue I have in that whole thing is I don't know what you have. He's not a prototypical quarterback. He hasn't also had a bunch of weapons on the team. He's got like Hollywood's okay. Hollywood's cool, and he had a tight end.
Yeah, Mark Andrews is good.
Yeah. What else? He doesn't have like 4 options. He doesn't have Brady options. You know what I'm saying? He doesn't have a Devontae Adams on the team.
Right.
Let him develop as a quarterback. And even while he's developing, he still won an MVP.
Right.
So just stop. There's nothing but straight hate for number 8.
Hurt. The man has lost a total of 8 games.
Well, clearly it's not due to anything he does, right?
9 games in 3 seasons in a regular season.
Yeah.
All right, but this is proof. I told you Bucky Brooks is a hater. This is proof. Remember last year, I was pissed off about a certain article? Transcendent quarterbacks?
Yeah.
Yeah, guess who wrote that?
Yeah, I guess that's Bucky. Why does he have Matt Stafford on there?
Exactly, dude. And look at his definition for transcendent. Surpassing the ordinary. Exceptional. Supreme,
magnificent. Matthew Stafford
over Lamar.
So real quick.
Hold on. Hurt. Look, this was April 4th, 2020, after Lamar won MVP.
Number 5 for life. Okay, so all right, I have a problem with you.
Why do you have a problem with me?
I have a problem with you because you're actually getting upset by anything this guy says when he's actually really. I don't know him. I'm not trying to use a bad word, but he doesn't know what he's talking about. That's the only best way I can say.
He's a former NFL player.
I don't care what he is. He's on. But you know me. I don't trust basically anybody on the NFL Network. Number one. Number two, I don't care if Bucky played in the NFL or not. Obviously, he has no clue. So when people have no clue, why would it bother you when they say stupid things?
I disagree with you. I don't think it's not that he doesn't have a clue. I just think he's
Matthew Stafford, though.
Dude, he doesn't like Lamar for whatever reason. He does not like Lamar.
I don't care who you put fifth on that. I don't care if you don't put Lamar on there. You can put someone else, but putting Matthew Stafford on that transcendent list.
Transcendent hurt
makes you a fool. Period. I'm sorry. Like literally makes you a fool.
Former NFL players can also have brain damage. Hey, you never know. You never know.
I got a problem with that. I got a problem with you getting upset by some idiot.
I don't understand why. Because this is I guess. Because this is the second, you know how mad I was first, right? When I saw that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
But now it's like, so now he's backing it up this
Matthew Stafford. I'm more upset about that than I am about Lamar.
Yeah, but now he's backing that up. Like, how you gonna write that article like a month after this dude wins unanimous MVP, only the second player in the history of NFL to do that, right? You write that a month afterwards, conveniently leave Lamar Jackson off the list. Then next year you're talking about just get rid of Lamar and do a college approach. Like, man, screw you, man.
Did you show me that list last year?
Yes, we had a whole.
Okay, maybe I don't. Maybe because hey, listen, we've been inside for a whole year. I'm getting stirred crazy.
Yes,
I don't know if I was this upset last year. Or I think it was funny for me.
I was upset because
of course, yeah, because you love Matthew Stafford.
Because not only was Lamar left off, but they put Matt Stafford. You know how I feel about that.
The word Matt Stafford and transcendent don't go together. Like I don't. How does those two things? That's not peanut butter and jelly. It's not.
It was whack, man.
Like peanut butter and mayonnaise. Like literally does not work. Oh my God. Okay.
All right, man. So all right, next, because I could go on and on about this. You'll like this question, Hurt. Is Aaron Rodgers' future in jeopardy?
I see what you did there. No, his future's not in jeopardy. Green Bay's future's in jeopardy. His future, wherever he goes, is fine because he's Aaron freaking Rodgers. So
explain to me what happened this week. What's your boy doing?
Well, supposedly he wants the general manager fired. I think him and the GM may not see eye to eye. I wouldn't either. When we were in the NFC Championship game and we lost, and you want some weapons, and they get your backup quarterback in that next draft, and you're just like, what are we doing here? And the next season, you do well enough that you get back to the NFC Championship game. I mean, it's at home, and you do lose that as well. I mean, he has a good game, but I think we're just talking about, when we talk about weapons, yes, he has Devontae. I think like Aaron Devontae was like a second round guy. So I don't know who they've gotten in the first round recently or anything like that, but they've usually found people later on. Hold on, Arsenal scored. All right, 1-0. Okay, sorry. So the issue is, are you building around him? Give him something he needs, and you can get a quarterback later on if you wanted to do that. Because I don't think a quarterback's going to be upset that in the fourth round you draft a quarterback. It's like, all right, when you look around, the Brian Brohms of the world are in the team. I'm not. That's not going to stop me. But there's supreme talent where you're picking, and you pick the quarterback there. And then you may be thinking about your future, but you're not thinking about now. You're not thinking about we're one play or one team or one person away from making another Super Bowl. You have that guy that has brought you there. So is it mortgaging the future by actually drafting a team need, not an organizational ideal at that point? So no, supposedly he wants to. Now again, this hasn't gone public as if he said I want out of here like to a reporter or something. But his future's fine. His future's fine. And now the one thing is he will not be the host of Jeopardy because there's other people that have guest hosted that have surpassed him as far as I guess popularity and everything goes. He did a good job though. Anderson
Cooper did awesome.
Yeah, Anderson Cooper seems like a dude. Now when they get LeVar on there, I can't wait for LeVar. You said Katie Kirk was on there too, right?
I believe so, but I haven't seen her.
Either way, Aaron, whether he goes to San Fran or if he, but they drafted somebody, didn't they? I'd say he's going to Denver. If they're because Denver decided not to draft a quarterback, and they did the same thing with Peyton a couple years ago. But Green Bay's gonna be in jeopardy. With their 13 championships and stuff.
Do you agree with Aaron Rodgers? Like, do you think he has a legitimate right?
Yes. Well, because I am biased. I'm not. Everybody knows he's my favorite player in the NFL. But if there you go. Yeah, they drafted Trey Lance. So they're not gonna sit here and get Aaron. I'm not saying Aaron couldn't start right away and Trey. He's number 3, could sit behind him for a year. But that's not going to happen now. So he'll probably, if he does go, it would probably be Denver. The issue is they're not. I don't feel like they're doing. And Russell Wilson has the same issue in Seattle in a way. They're not doing everything they can to give him all the stuff he needs to. He's one of the transcendent talents in the league. And again, what weapons tight end? Remember tight end? We were talking about his tight ends in the past.
Yeah.
Until the one that got hurt, he hasn't had one. How many? His good other receivers are good. He's made guys he's made dudes important. You know what I'm saying? But where's this? Where's the free agent? There's not even like a free agent guy that they go, and that's not what the Packers do normally. So you're not even bringing in free agents to help him out. Tampa was like, hey, what do you do? Oh, you good? All right, come here. What do you do? You're good? Okay, come here. We got Tom. What do you do? You're good? Okay, come here. That's literally what they did. Yeah. Green Bay's like, you're good? How much? Ooh. No, we'll get that undrafted rookie from Kentucky. You know what I mean? That's what they do. And I understand they're a different team, they're a different philosophy. But with a guy like Aaron or a guy like the guy in Seattle, Russell, you have to go all in on them for a couple of years. What are you going to lose? You have guys that can win you games. I guess I go to Seattle. What Tyler Lockett is the only guy I can think of off the top of my head. And I don't think Tyler Lockett's an A-type dude. And that's the best receiver he had. Oh, no. I forgot about what's his face? Greg
Jennings. He had
No, I'm talking about Russell Wilson.
Russell Wilson.
He just big dude. Yeah, and they just drafted him. But no one thought he's going to be as good as he is.
Right.
So, yeah, that definitely helps out. But, their running game has always been, the dude got sacked 47 times? Luckily Aaron gets out of the pocket more. And I know people can say, well, Aaron holds the ball longer. Well, he doesn't have a choice. You got to give him stuff. So I'm not going to stay all day on him. But I do believe that if I was him, I'd be upset.
Yeah, I think he has every right to be upset. I think I heard a stat during the draft that in the past 10 years, the Green Bay Packers have only drafted one skill position player in the first round. You know who that was? Jordan Love.
I forgot about him because he wasn't even the third string quarterback.
That's crazy. So he definitely has a gripe, man. So I want to see Aaron Rodgers go, man. I would love to see him go to Denver. Actually, I wouldn't want him because it's in the AFC. But around those weapons, oh my gosh, man.
Yeah, he would like that. You want to talk about Jerry Judy's fantasy stock?
Yeah, man. All right, man. Well, let's get to this draft. Man, it was fun, man. Like I said earlier, I love the draft, man. And it was a lot of fun. The first and second picks, we pretty much knew what was happening. Trevor Lawrence goes number 1. Zach Wilson goes number 2. I think that's a great pick for the Jets. I think that dude is really talented, and I think the Jets are going to be really happy with him. The first surprise of the night was at number 3, San Fran. We have been hearing that, Mac Jones. That's all I kept hearing. Mac Jones is going number 3.
Jones. Who? Mac Jones.
Yeah. And to me, that never, ever made any sense.
I cannot wait to talk about Mac Jones. Let me tell you. Go ahead.
Yeah. So, but to me, that never made any sense. We did our picks last year. I picked Trey Lance. 2 weeks ago, I told you on the podcast, my theory was that they went to Trey Lance's pro day and were blown away. They were blown away, and they were like, look, we got to get up to number 3. This stuff that they didn't know who they would, that's BS. You don't trade up into number 3 and trade 2 future first round picks if you don't know who you're taking. And they were playing games with everybody, just as
they should.
Right. Just as we suspected. And they picked Trey Lance. That guy has too much of an upside not to. He may be a little raw, he may be a little bit inexperienced, but his talent is undeniable. And once he reaches that point, dude, he's going to be a problem.
And he's got an offensive coordinator as a head coach.
Yep.
I have no issue with Shanahan. I think he's a good coach, and I think that having him there, he'll develop him.
Yeah, absolutely.
He'll develop him, and like I said, maybe Garoppolo is still there for the time being, but it's going to be Trey Lance's team sooner rather than later.
Yep. So, who had number 4? That was Atlanta. They took Kyle Pitts, which I expected.
Yep. I was hoping they wouldn't, but
yeah, I think a lot of people want them to go QB. But when you have Matt Ryan, who's not awful, and he's under contract for 3 more years, just get that man some weapons. You got a new coach coming in, Arthur Smith, who's an offensive guy, who turned things around in Tennessee. So yeah, just get that man weapons and see what he could do.
But one person that didn't want to go to Atlanta looked like it was Kyle Pitts.
Yo,
I've never seen a dude get drafted and look upset.
Yeah, and look, this guy is the highest picked tight end in the history of the NFL, and he looked like he was going back to college or something. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, well, no one would want to go back to Gainesville. I get that, but maybe, I don't know. Maybe he just doesn't like the wings of the strip clubs. I don't know. That dude was not happy about going to Atlanta.
I don't know, man. Yeah, he did not look happy. At number 5, Cincinnati. Not to my surprise, and I still think they did the right thing, and they did exactly what I thought they were going to do. In the second round, well, first of all, the first round they draft Jamar Chase, which team up your boy Joe.
Yeah, listen, you get the best wide receiver.
Yeah.
In the draft, you team him up with his teammate because you do need to get him weapons, and then later on, you address the other issues that they have. But you get the best player available right there, and you did. I mean, I know people were thinking, or they should take Sewell out of Oregon, offensive tackle, but if Jamar Chase is there, which he was, you got to do what you got to do, but just make sure you address the issue later on.
Yeah. Yeah, which is what they did. I mean, Cincinnati went on to draft 3 offensive linemen in this draft. So they addressed that need, but they were like you said, we're going to get the best wide receiver in this draft first.
Yep.
Draft some more than 1 round. So I definitely think they did the right thing. Then came the Dolphins. And I'm sure they wanted Jamar Chase or Kyle Pitts. They took the best next player, who was Jalen Waddle out of Alabama. What'd you think about that pick?
Oh, dude, that was where you should go. Now, again, you teaming him up with someone that he played with, with Tua. And they need that. You're talking about a team that needs weapons. It's the Dolphins. Dolphins need weapons. They need to get a little bit more dynamic on that side of the ball, and getting Jalen Waddle. The dude is good. The dude is good. Those Alabama wide receivers. I don't know the last one that was terrible. You know what I mean? He's going to do well. Tua is going to do well. I think it was a perfect pick for them.
Yeah, I had no problems with that pick, but we're going to get to the Dolphins a little bit later because I think they blew a major opportunity in this draft. At number 7 was Detroit, but Justin Fields was going there, but they decided to pick Penei Sewell.
The offensive tackle out of Oregon.
Right. And then who's at number 8?
Number 8 is J.C. Horn from South Carolina to the Panthers.
That's right, Carolina. I think they kind of raised some eyes because I think a lot of people thought that what's the other corner was going to go first?
Surtain. Yeah. Who went next? Yeah, Pat Surtain came after that to Denver.
Yeah.
But I know Joe Horn, who's J.C. Horn's dad, was a little bit upset about the draft coverage of his son.
Oh, really? Why was that?
He came out saying he didn't like how he's the number 8 pick in the draft. And I actually, you know what, to be honest with you, I really don't remember them interviewing him. I know they did. I'm sure they did. I'm not saying that. But I mean, we were watching the draft. I kind of feel like that was the name. I don't know, maybe went on a bathroom break or something. I really don't remember them talking about him as much. Or maybe his interview. Or, because we're looking at everybody's suits and stuff.
Yeah.
I really don't remember what the dude even looks like.
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah.
All right. So number 9, who had that pick?
Number 9 was, hold on 1 second. Well, that was Patrick Surtain, the second to
okay. And then at number 10, this was interesting. Is this when the Giants moved up to get Devontae Smith?
The Eagles.
Oh, the Eagles traded with.
Yeah, you got your NFC East teams incorrect. Yeah. So that's where Dallas was, and they traded back for the Eagles to trade up to get Devontae Smith, wide receiver from Alabama, who is going to be teaming up with someone that he played with at Alabama.
Yeah, Jalen Hurts.
Who was, of course, Jalen Hurts.
Yeah.
Who was the number 1 guy in Philly currently. So I hated the move because I hate the Eagles. But it was good. They needed that because you remember those dudes, those wide receivers in Philly go down and get hurt so fast, man. Like just a house of paper cards in a windstorm. Those dudes get hurt consistently. So they needed somebody that dude can run routes better than almost anybody, definitely in this draft. So it was a good pick for them, and but I'm gonna hate him. So good for him. And at number 11, trading up to that spot to get their QB, who we thought maybe would have went earlier, is Chicago with Justin Fields. How do you feel about that?
Great move for Chicago.
Heck yeah.
They screwed it up 4 years ago when they traded up to number 2 to get Mitchell Trubisky. When they could have had Deshaun Watson or Patrick Mahomes at 3 or 4, wherever they were sitting at. So, Pace, he's at it again. He's trading up. This time he trade up 9 spots to get Justin Fields. Why not? He's sliding on the board. Take a shot. You guys have been awful with QB for the past 30 some odd years. You got to keep. It's like baseball, man. You got to keep swinging because eventually you're going to hit a home run. So hopefully this is their home run.
Okay, that's don't know about that.
Keep your name Soldier Field to Soldier Field.
All right, now go ahead and talk about the number 12 pick.
All right, who was that number 12? Oh, was it after Fields? I really don't remember too much.
That is a football team in Texas.
Say what?
It was a football team in Texas.
Oh, Micah Parsons, correct?
Yes.
Yeah, not bad. You know what, dog? Look, I'll say this much about Dallas. They did a couple smart things here. They traded back with
Philly,
and they picked up additional draft capital. And if you look at their first, I think 6 picks in this draft, it was like all defense. They
had like 9 picks and like 7 were defense. Yeah. But they needed that because their defense was absolute, utter garbage trash.
Right.
Which, again, I was perfectly fine with.
Right. And, you could clearly understand why they want to go linebacker here. We just heard that, Lee is retiring. They have issues at linebacker. So they get the most highly rated linebacker in the draft with Parsons. So good move,
Yeah, sure. Number 13 was the offensive tackle Slater from Northwestern to I almost said it, the LA. Ooh, well, what's happened? Of course, you got to protect Herbert.
Exactly.
So that was a good pick there. I like that. I'm going to take all day on all these because we got to get to the one that I hated the most. Number 14 was USC guard Elijah Vera Tucker to the Jets.
They traded up to get him as well.
Yeah, they traded up to get him, which of course that made sense.
Yeah,
because you got to protect the guy that you just drafted, your quarterback out of BYU.
Right, and last year they drafted Mekhi Becton really high, who was phenomenal for them last year. So they want to make sure they, like you've been saying, protect your investment.
Yeah,
so
that.
If I got to trade up to protect my new QB, I got to do it. But they want to make sure they have a stable line for him and make sure they don't make the same mistakes that they did with Sam Darnold.
All right, here comes the pick I was very not upset about. I was okay with it until he started walking out. Number 15, the New England Patriots selected Mac Jones, a.k.a. the old Captain America, a.k.a. John Walker.
Oh, yo, that's crazy.
Because this dude looked like John Walker. The dude acted like John Walker. The dude thinks he's John Walker. And he feels like he should be Captain America. And they got the same Captain America colors.
Yeah.
I really just feel like who are you, dude?
Right.
So he's walking out like he walked out there like he was Aaron Rodgers getting drafted number 20-something in the first round.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and Aaron still just looked disappointed, but he didn't walk out like this dude. Like I'm power walking like I'm Vince McMahon out to the ring.
Yeah. Looked like he was trying to pick a fight with Sam Wilson or something, man. I don't know what was going on.
Like, who are you, dude? Who are you?
So can I make a small confession here, Hurt? I actually, I hate the Patriots, but last year I didn't hate them as much because they sucked and they had Cam on their team. All that went away, yo. That hate came flooding right back, yo. As soon as that dude walked and opened his mouth, I was like,
You thought you got out and they pulled you back in.
Just when you think you're out, they pulled me right back in. I hate that
Patriot hate is back.
Yeah, dude, it just came all back, son. All back.
Dude, I don't make of all the people, I really don't make snap judgments about people. I read body language. It takes me a minute. I gotta really see. As soon as that dude was walking, the dude didn't even look. He just grabbed a hat. He didn't even look at it. He just snatched the hat, put it on his head, and just.
Yeah.
And I'm like, why is he? Dude, you're 15th in the draft, yo.
Yeah, like, come on, man.
I mean, what you upset about? You going into New England? I'm gonna act. Bill Belichick called me important. So right. I'm coming out.
I wanted to be all along.
Take your little Alabama quarterback butt having self.
Yeah, I was anyway, with that, man.
So moving on to 16, Zaven Collins, outside linebacker, Tulsa, went to the Cardinals, which was a good pick because they definitely need defensive help, but definitely linebacker help. And I think that was a good pick for them. Who's home will be home in a draft next year, and hopefully I will make it out there for that. And I think they kind of jumped up a little bit because I feel like this guy was rated a little bit lower, but they drafted Alex Leatherwood, offensive tackle from Alabama.
Yeah.
So how did you feel about that?
Yeah, I mean, it's funny. I saw a lot of mocks where he was going to the Ravens at 27. So, I don't think he was rated as high, but hey, you see a tackle out there that you want, you got to snag him. So.
Yeah. All right. Well, the next pick. Oh, you don't have it up. So the next 18. Pick is 18, and we're going to talk about it. It's the Miami pick.
Yeah, I didn't like this pick. Look.
Now, did you not like it because they already picked someone named Jalen, or what? Or is it just a position?
No. Yeah. So they need edge rusher. I get that, man. Jalen Phillips, he was the highest rated edge rusher coming into the draft by most people. So. I mean, it was a great pick, but the Dolphins aren't my team, but if I'm the Dolphins, right? You hear all this stuff about Tua last year. Give this man some freaking weapons. Give this man some weapons. You had an opportunity to add one of the best receivers in the draft and the best running back in the draft. I wanted them to draft Najee Harris, but for selfish reasons, because I knew Pittsburgh was going to take him, and that's exactly what they did. They were 6 spots ahead of Pittsburgh. They could have taken him. They could have taken Jalen Phillips and traded back up to get Najee Harris. But the problem I have with the Dolphins is their philosophy on running backs. It's clear to me now that they don't value the running back position. In 2019, they had the worst rushing attack in the league. They went last place, averaged 72 yards a game rushing. 2020, they did better. They used running backs by committee. They had Myles Gaskin. They had Jordan Howard. They signed him in free agency. They also had Matt Breida, I believe. They bought in with a trade with San Fran. And their running game went from last to 20th or 21st. The 20th. So, yeah, it improved. But, man, wouldn't you have had a weapon in Najee Harris? And you know, with Tua, a young developing quarterback, man, a great running game is the quarterback's best friend. And you had an opportunity to take him, and you didn't. And you didn't take a running back until the 7th round. Like last year, they could have had DeAndre Swift. They could have had J.K. Dobbins. They passed. This year, they could have had Etienne. They could have had running back from North Carolina. They could have had
in the 2nd round that they got leapfrogged for, right?
Yeah. Yeah. They could have had Najee Harris, and they refused to address the running back position in the early rounds, and I think it's going to hurt them. I mean, they got like Patrick Laird on their roster, Patrick freaking Laird, and Myles Gaskin. It's like that's not going to scare anybody.
Yeah.
Wait, what was that? Feels like they're doing it to Patriot. Exactly. But the difference, the Patriots could get away with that because they had freaking Tom Brady. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So y'all don't have Tom Brady. You have a young developing quarterback. Give him Najee Harris. You know,
did they not want to be called the Miami Crimson Tide at that point? Because they would have had Najee, they would have had Jalen Waddle, and they would have had Tua. It's just been Alabama national championship all over again.
Yeah.
Hey, guess what? If it worked.
Yeah, even more reason to take them. I just think they missed the opportunity. What do I know? You know what I'm saying? All I know is they do not value the running back position.
I mean, you're here to give your opinion. I mean, no one's going to sit here and say that we're all experts. It's just, they had a chance to make their team, especially offensively, better. Like you said, they need an edge rusher. Guy came from University of Miami, a local guy. So they've seen him play. They know what he can do, and he could probably definitely make a difference for that team. But like Dan was saying, and like you were saying, they just don't value that spot as much as they do, every place else on the field.
Yeah.
So,
all right, let's finish
Let's go number 19. We're going to the football team.
Okay.
And where we picked up Jamin Davis, inside linebacker from Kentucky. Well, we had one of the best defenses in the league last year, which is why we won our division, because it darn sure wasn't a quarterback play. So, this definitely help us get younger in that spot, faster, quicker. This dude's good on coverage, and he's an all-around kind of Swiss Army knife at linebacker. So, to me, it was definitely a good pick. I'm not going to spend a whole bunch of time over it because we still got a bunch of picks to go, but I definitely liked it.
Okay.
Number 20, Kadarius Toney, wide receiver from Florida, going to the New York Football Giants. They needed to address the wide receiver issue since Odell left. And, again, they got to keep their quarterback healthy, and hopefully their running back comes back healthy as well. If they get that running game going, I still think they kind of reached on the wide receiver here a little bit. This one too early. I feel like there were better wide receivers. But, whatever the Giants take, the Giants take. So, but if they have a full healthy team, they're still going to be tougher regardless. If that running game gets back to normal, if Saquon, that team's going to be tough. So, My favorite pick of the whole draft, number 21 from Michigan to the Colts, Kwity Paye. Kwity Paye is a Liberian. You see the flag I have. Oh, God, wrong finger again. No, wrong finger. Oh, hold on. Wait. Where is it? There it goes. The Liberian flag in the background because my family is Liberian. Kwity Paye. Tony. Well, hold on. Jaden had something to say. Tony was his favorite receiver. Oh, good.
Okay.
Yeah, that's good. So Kwity Paye, his mom's Liberian, his father's Liberian, and coming here, really living the American dream. And in the first interview, it said, "How do you feel?" It's like, "Well, my mom's retired now." So just hearing that and just seeing that, man, I'm just so excited for him and his family. So I'm going to be rooting for that dude to definitely have hopefully a very good career. Number 22 to the Titans, Caleb Farley, cornerback, Virginia Tech. The only guy who actually wasn't at the draft because he actually had COVID. So we hope that he's going to be okay and have a speedy recovery. Good pick by the Titans there. Christian Darrisaw, offensive tackle, Virginia Tech. 2 back-to-back Hokie picks. I guess they wanted anything to help Dalvin.
What team was that?
Minnesota.
Okay.
Anything to help Dalvin. Yeah. I'm with. Of course, 24 is your Najee Harris pick going to your favorite team.
My worst name.
Pittsburgh Steelers.
Good pick. Great pick for them.
Yeah. Number 25, with the second pick they had in the first round, they stayed with the same school, and Clemson, and the Jaguars picked Travis Etienne. How did you feel about this pick?
Yeah, I didn't suspect it. Didn't see that one coming, but hey, you're teaming up Trevor with his boy. Why not?
Listen, if you got your franchise quarterback, give him somebody he's comfortable with, right?
Yep.
So number 26 in Cleveland, where they had to draft Greg Newsome II, cornerback from Northwestern.
Yeah, good move. I mean, he has some injury concerns, but other than that, when he's on the field,
he's a good coverage guy. I like him.
Yeah.
And he's going to be covering number 27, who was a wide receiver, Rashad Bateman from Soda.
Loved it. He was one of my favorite receivers in this draft. The Ravens absolutely had a need for a receiver. He had a down 2020, but there was a lot of reasons for that. I mean, you look at his 2019 film, it was awesome. Yeah, I'm with you, Jay. We kind of said that while we were watching it. James Robinson was a very, very productive running back last year, so that one was kind of a head scratcher. But I guess they looked at it like Etienne is a different type of running back and could provide can provide a different type of dynamicness. I don't know what the word is to their offense. You know what I mean? Like James Robinson, he was good, but Etienne, he can do it. He's more like a do-it-all running back, and I think it opens up the offense a little bit more. And he's familiar with Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah, and plus you have a new coaching staff.
Yeah.
So I don't know what Urban Meyer, not one of my favorite people in the world, I don't know what he's exactly going to do, what he has planned. But again, running backs, a lot of people know the running backs are a dime a dozen in some eyes. So not everybody has a Travis Henry.
But James Robinson was super productive last year. I mean,
for a team that was terrible,
right? And if it wasn't for Justin Jefferson, he could have won Offensive Rookie of the Year. That's how great of a season he had last year. So I'm with you, Jaden. It was kind of weird that they made that pick. As far as Rashad Bateman, like I said, I loved it. Ravens need receivers, so I love the pick.
All right, at number 28, Peyton Turner, Houston defensive end to the Saints. Yeah. At number 29, Eric Stokes, cornerback, Georgia, went to Green Bay.
All right.
Gregory Rousseau, defensive end from Miami, went to the Bills.
Yep.
Your next pick in the first round, your last one in the first round, Adafe Oye, Penn State outside linebacker. Talk about him.
Yeah, man. I mean, he's an athletic freak. I've heard him be described as the DK Metcalf on defense. I mean, he killed all his he had an awesome pro day, all the individual deals, drills. He broke records. I mean, the dude's like 6'5" and ran a 4.39. I mean, that's crazy. It was funny.
The dude looks like a monster.
Yeah, it was funny. They were saying the dude ran a faster 40 than the wide receiver. They picked three players before him. So yeah, he looks great. He's an athletic freak, man. He's going to provide the pass rush that he needs. People are freaking out because he didn't have any sacks his redshirt sophomore year. He had 7 sacks total the 2 years prior to that. I'm not worried about that. I think the Ravens are looking at it from the standpoint that the guy's an athletic freak. He has great upside, and in a draft where there aren't any like super standouts at edge, if we were capable of developing guys that we took in later rounds, such as Zadarius Smith and Matt Judon, a guy with this athletic ability, just wait till we get our hands on him, and he can be even better than they were. So I think that's how they're looking at it. So I trust them. I definitely trust Wink. So I think
if there's a team that can develop defensive talent, it's Baltimore.
Yeah.
So that's definitely not an issue with them picking someone who has a tremendous upside at this point, honestly. And to finish off the draft, your Super Bowl champions, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, picked Joe Tryon from Washington, outside linebacker.
Hey man, look, you stick with what works. We saw what happened in the Super Bowl. They applied pressure to Mahomes. They didn't even get a touchdown, 9 points. That's it. So you know what? We're gonna load up some more with some defensive end, and we brought everybody back, but guess what? We getting some more pass rush. Hey man, good for them.
All right. So real quick, let's start with your Baltimore team. Rashad Bateman was your first pick, wide receiver, Minnesota. Of course, we just talked about Odafe Owe, Penn State, outside linebacker.
I think it's awesome that Miami, Florida, and VT had more picks in the first round than Florida State.
How can I ban somebody? Chat.
Wait, no, man. Come on.
Hold on. Settings.
Hey, stop it.
Delete. Oh, hold. There it goes. Quiet.
What? You're banning someone
to put user in timeout. That's what I might do that.
Oh my gosh.
Anyway, we got jokes this morning. Sorry.
Oh, so my team overall, the Ravens.
Yeah, I was gonna go through them until someone put that terrible comment on there. But Ben Cleveland, guard from Georgia in the 3rd round.
Yo, I love that pick. I love that pick, yo.
I'll tell you the pick that I like the most, and you tell me about Ben Cleveland.
All right. So Ben Cleveland, son, yo, I just saw a clip of him throwing around. I don't know what team they were playing, but somebody came at him. He threw him one way. The guy composed himself, came back at him. He threw him again to the ground. Like, this dude is huge, yo. They call this dude the Mountain, son. They were like, the Ravens just drafted the Mountain. But yeah, I think it's a good move, man. Look, we need some more. We need interior protection for Lamar, and I think they just gave it to him.
Yeah, no, the dude looks like the Mountain. So yeah, that made sense. My favorite pick of yours to me was Tylan Wallace.
Yes, dude. Let me tell you, when the Ravens, and it was cool because Harbaugh announced it. This was a guy I was like, man, if he could get to the Ravens, yo, I started jumping up in the air when they drafted him. He's one of my favorite receivers in this draft. The Ravens are loading up, son. I love it. Yeah, talk about why you like him so much.
Yeah, that dude. Well, I mean, the thing is, he's like I said, he's I think like 5'11". It's not the tallest dude, but he's a competitor. Reminds me of like a Steve Smith, just tough. He'll go across the middle. He'll compete for every ball that you throw, and he's an open field runner. He'll break tackles and he'll just keep going. Like, he's just a tough receiver. He's got good hands, and I liked him. Yeah, I thought that was perfect for them.
Yeah, he catches everything. I think I heard a stat where he had a drop rate of 1.8%. I mean, something crazy like that. So,
yeah, so that was my favorite one for you guys. Okay. After Tylan, Brandon Stevens was 3rd round too, cornerback, SMU. Mm-hmm. Sean Wade, Ohio State cornerback, 5th round. Another 5th round, Dalen Hayes, defensive end from Notre Dame. And your last pick was a 5th round pick?
Yeah.
Was Ben Mason, fullback from Michigan.
Yeah, man. He's going to be like a do-it-all type guy. He can play a little defense. He's going to play a little tight end, fullback. So I like that pick too.
Yeah, and listen, that's what you used to have that guy on the team, right? What was his name?
Oh, well, he's still on the team, Pat Ricard.
Oh, I thought it was another one before him. I think somebody like
use check.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking of.
Yeah,
because that dude was like everywhere.
Yeah,
like he lined up on the line. He lined up in front of the running back. So yeah, he was your kind of Swiss Army knife, utility guy.
Yep.
So all in all, A to F. What would you grade?
I mean, everybody's giving them an A. I mean, I like look. The Ravens know what they're doing, so I give them the benefit of the doubt. So I'll give them an A. But I will say this though, as far as the division's concerned, I think everybody in the AFC North did a good job, man. I like what Cincinnati did. I hate to say it, but I really like what Pittsburgh did, man. I think Pittsburgh knocked it out the park. In Cleveland, I thought they did good too, man. So this is going to be a tough division, man. I thought everybody did well in the draft, and we'll see.
When isn't it a tough division?
Normally it's top heavy, but
you got 3 teams now. The thing Cleveland's there, so being top heavy now is 3 out of 4. You know what I mean?
Well, when I mean top heavy, it's normally just Pittsburgh and Baltimore.
Yeah, it's been like that forever.
Right, Cleveland and Cincinnati are like the patsies, but I think I'm thinking every team, even because look what Cincinnati has now. I don't know how they're still going to suck on defense, but they have weapons, man, on offense.
Yeah, as long as they're healthy, as long as their quarterback's healthy.
Yeah, and as long as they protect him, Joe Burrow.
Yeah, Burrow was getting beat last year.
Right. Remember they drafted T. Higgins last year. They still had Joe Mixon. You know what I mean? Cincinnati, they might be on the come up too. So I just think it's going to be a tough division. It's going to be a tougher division, and I think everybody did well. What about the football team? How do you think they did?
Listen, we after drafting Jermaine Davis, linebacker from Kentucky, I liked him. I like drafting in the second round Samuel Cosme, offensive tackle from Texas. His family was stoked when Coach Rivera called him, which is always good to see. Third round, we had 2 picks. I like the cornerback from Minnesota, Benjamin St. Justy. He's good. But my favorite pick out of all these guys is our third round pick, our wide receiver, De'Ami Brown from North Carolina. That dude is a burner.
Yes.
That dude he gets behind defenses and passes them again.
Yeah.
So I listen, again, I'm happy about that. I know Fitz is happy about that. Again, it's a transitional year for us. I know we won a division. Everyone else drafted. All the other quarterbacks in the division have never either started a whole season or are coming back from injuries. So it's again. So we drafted. I think we drafted pretty well. I'm glad we got a good serviceable tight end from Boise State, John Bates, safety from Cincinnati. Still, I don't know about the long snapper in round 6, but it's round.
He's a cheese man.
Yeah, exactly, cheeseman. We had 3 7-round picks after that. But if I'll give us a B. But the De'Ami pick and the Cosme, especially on the offensive line, are going to be the 2 big picks. I think they can make a difference for us because we didn't really struggle that much on defense. We struggled on offense. So that's where we need to get better.
I think I really think y'all's team's going to be good this year. I think Ryan Fitzpatrick was a low-key, really good move because y'all have weapons. Y'all have offensive weapons. Y'all just need to stay healthy. And with Fitzpatrick, the thing with Fitzpatrick is, he's like Cinderella. You know what I'm saying? He is going to be a stud, but at some point it's going to turn midnight. You just don't know when.
You don't know if that's the first quarter, or the next game,
right?
Yeah,
you just don't know when. But with the weapons that he has around him, as long as you can protect him, because he's still up there in age, and even though he is mobile, he's up there in age. So as long as
he's a tough dude, and he's a leader.
Yeah, so
that's something that the team needs.
Yeah, so if he can stay healthy all year, man. I think y'all could be dangerous. I ain't gonna lie. So
we'll see.
What about the teams in your division?
So that team in Texas, dude. You want to talk about? So let me see. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. They had 11. What's that word I'm looking for?
Draft picks in total.
Yeah, 11 draft picks, and 8 of them were defense.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah, so they only got an offensive tackle. They got a wide receiver and like a guard from Nebraska. Everything else was linebacker, cornerback, tackle, end, cornerback, linebacker. They needed it. That team got ran over, got passed on. They were absolutely horrific. Yeah. And as much as there's not enough bad words I could use to describe this team and how I feel about them. This is the draft that they needed to do, which is why I miss Jerry Jones running the draft, because they would have drafted a quarterback or somebody fast or something that they didn't need early on in the draft. But with the son actually doing the draft and being there with him, they're actually making better picks. So, and again, they just need to no, heck no. No, I don't know. No. Because they never – the last time my team drafted someone in the first round that worked, I mean, if you want to say RG3 worked for a season, he worked for a season. But we're not good with that. We are terrible. I'd rather not – no, the history of my football team in first round now. We're better. Hey, listen, we do well defensive people. No, you can't take that away from us. We got the Chase Youngs and all the Montez Sweats and everybody on defense, but no, we can't draft first round QBs. It's the Heath Schuler in me that we can't do certain things like that. So, but I mean the division, like I said, the Dallas did what they needed to do. The New York Football Giants, I still, it goes up to how's Danny Dimes going to be? But their draft, I mean, they didn't even have a lot of draft picks. They had like six draft picks. They focused on getting a wide receiver and defense, because again they needed defense too, and they got a backup running back. But most of their draft was defense. So, and Edelman was, Gettleman was the one falling back trying to acquire more picks. So I think they had a pretty.
How did they? If they were trading back all the time.
It might be future ones.
Okay.
I don't know if it was just for the same draft.
Yeah, because I'm like, how you only wound up with 6 picks? That's weird. But
and the team that I think did okay. I mean, getting Devontae Smith is definitely going to help out their quarterback. They drafted a center also in the second round from Alabama, Landon Dickerson. So another Alabama. It's Alabama just everywhere.
Yeah,
on everybody's team. So again, they were defensive heavy as well. Besides, after they drafted a center and a running back, everything was defense, defensive tackle, cornerback, tackle, end, safety, and linebacker. So I think their draft was good. I do like our draft, but I think the best draft out of everybody had to be, unfortunately, Dallas, because they had a need and they oversaturated the market with it, so to speak.
Yeah,
because they needed to. So
yeah.
Well, we'll see. But again, that division is going to be up to who's the healthiest.
Okay. Well, let me tell you one of my favorite things of the draft. Hold on. Let me just show you this real quick. I'll just show you this tweet. I thought this was so funny.
Yes, yeah. Dude, when I saw that, yo, I was like, they drafted the dude. I'm glad the other dude's called now. Did he think he's Michael Carter the second because he was the second Michael Carter to go? Or the fact that his dad is actually Michael Carter the first? You know what I'm saying?
That was too funny, though, man. They drafted 2 players named Michael Carter.
Hey, I mean, I really thought, Miami was going to go for the whole Jalen thing. So the 2 Jalen's in a row. Then the next one was a J, but it was just a different. Yeah, I was thinking Javon. So yeah, that was pretty fun.
Yeah.
2 Michael Carter. All right, let's get to these movies real quick, man. But yeah, all in all, though, real quick, it was a great draft. But I'm telling you, the year to go to the draft will be next year. And if we actually do get to go to the draft next year, it will be live. MD coverage of the draft. Probably not. Yeah, maybe during. Yeah, which will be probably mostly done by Brian. Because they ain't gonna be telling what I'm gonna be up to. So.
All right, man. Well, let's continue our movie countdown. We're getting close to our to our favorite movies. We're at 52. This movie was on my list, but I'm pretty sure this is a movie that you like. Man, I love this movie. A League of Their Own, man. The Rockford Peaches with Gina Davis, Tom Hanks' manager, Jimmy Dugan. We had Madonna. We had who else is in this movie? Rosie O'Donnell, man. It's such a good movie, man. You know, I love baseball movies, but this one was so well done. Just talks about the women's baseball league. The men went off to war and they formed a women's league, and you know, just talks about the Peaches and their sister, their rival. I forgot who the rival team was, but anyway, this is such a good movie. We get so many one-liners from this movie. Of course, the infamous crying. There's no crying in baseball. Oh man!
Listen, you know, anything with Tom Hanks in it, I like.
Yes.
So, but this was a fun movie. I definitely did enjoy it. It's just not something that comes on that I'm going to watch. But when it did come out and everything, I loved it. I did love the movie.
Yeah, I watched this movie I haven't seen it in a while, but like in the 90s, man, I watched this movie so much, man. Oh, I love it. Love it. All right, number 51. Another movie this is another movie that came out.
John Lovitz. Yeah, John Lovitz was in it. Thank you.
Yeah, John Lovitz.
Yeah. He was like the general manager or something?
No, he was.
What was John Lovitz?
What was he? He wasn't. I can't remember what he was. I don't think he was. Maybe what? No, he was he formed a team. He went around the country.
Okay, so but kind of like the general manager.
No, he just recruited the girls. He didn't. Yeah, he recruited them.
Okay.
He didn't really. Yeah, he wasn't really the general manager.
Scout.
Say what?
He was a scout.
Yeah, thank you.
Look at that. This must be in Daigie's top 100 movies.
Yeah. I
don't know it so well.
All right, another movie in the 90s I watched all the time. I watched this recently because I wanted the kids to watch it, so they could see it. Truman Show. With Jim Carrey. This show was so cool, man. It's like when you have these shows like Big Brother and all that stuff, man, where you have like cameras 100, you know, where you put people together and there's cameras everywhere. This was the show. This was before reality TV. This was like a show about reality TV before reality TV. And Truman was the star of his own show, and he didn't even know it. And they built a world around him, and the movie's just about him discovering the truth. And man, so good, man, such a good movie, one of my favorites.
And of course, I have one of the most notable quotes also of all time in this one, which is
"Good morning, good afternoon, and good night."
Rolled out the door. That was it. Hey, no, this was another good movie. Again, not something that I'm going to stop and watch over again. Just like when a best friend just keeps coming over with beer over to the house. It was just fun. Then when he went missing, everybody's just panicking. They're like, stall him. Where's he going? I don't know. It's just, and all the actors that were in there who were just a part of it was just so, the whole thing was pretty, spectacular. It was definitely a good movie.
Yeah, Ed Harris was in it. He played, I forget his name.
Dude, he was just so calm. He's just sitting there just like, Truman. Truman. And he just had the pen. He just took the glasses. Like, yo. Yeah. It's like, you just dude's walking through water, thinking he's going to drown in a storm. The water's like 2 feet deep. He's trying to get out. Like, oh my God. It was definitely a good movie.
Yeah, it was so good. All right, coming in at number 50. This was on your list, Hurt. Guardians of the Galaxy. All right, tell me why you love this movie so much, Hurt.
Oh, because I got 2 words for you.
What's that?
Lord. Okay. This movie this is a movie when it comes on, I have to watch it all the time. between Star-Lord and Gamora and Rocket and Groot and of course Batista's character who's Drax. Dude, this movie was I knew this was gonna be good. I didn't know it was gonna be this funny. I mean, it started out funny. It's like, dude, Star-Lord, dude. Who? It started out funny. It ended funny. Even the dude who played oh my god, the blue guy, even though he was hilarious. Just this whole movie was freaking awesome.
Yeah,
I enjoyed every minute of it.
The music was great.
The music was perfect. Even when they had the uniforms coming on, like Cherry Bomb was playing.
Yeah.
Everything, just every little thing that they played in that movie, which was all 80s music and 70s music and stuff, was absolutely great. And then they had the right guy for every role. Even Bradley Cooper, who I'm not a fan of because he's an Eagles fan, doing Rocket. Groot was awesome, of course, because he had 2 lines, but he saved him.
That's the easiest money Vin Diesel ever made.
Oh yeah, well, and Bradley Cooper.
Well, no, because
no, you're right.
Only said 3
he only
words.
had lines. Yes. He just had to say it at different levels. Right. But dude, I love this movie. Every time it comes on, I will watch it.
Well, the craziest thing about this movie is that this introduced us to the transformation of Chris Pratt because, man, first of all, I love Parks and Recreation, and I knew Chris Pratt from that. He was a slob, on that show. And then you see him as Star-Lord, he's like ripped, and I'm like, wait a minute, is that Chris Pratt? Like,
that's Peter Quill right there.
Yeah, it's like this transformed him to act. I never watched Parks and Rec and thought that Chris Pratt will be like an action hero type guy.
But think about it. Think about his progression. Like he went from Parks and Recs, he went to the stars, and then he went back to doing Parks and Recs with dinosaurs. So it just he just literally did everything.
Oh man, yeah, man, it's amazing. All right, man. Last on the list for today, coming in at number 49. One of my all-time favorite movies, man. This was on my list. Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. Oh my gosh, man.
And you had the right one here.
Yeah,
man. Might not have been the other one.
No, the Johnny Depp one. No. Gene Wilder.
Gene Wilder was great. Gene Wilder, I feel like, is such an underrated actor, maybe in our, not saying our lifetime, but because of course when we were kids, he was in a bunch of movies, but I never really gave him the credit of how good he was. But I think I watched, Stir Crazies and stuff like that. But but Willy Wonka and Chocolate Factory was like the one I saw when I was younger, and he did a great job in this whole movie. Even the part where things are turning, things are spinning. It scared the hell out of me as a kid.
Yeah,
he just turned freaky real quick.
Yeah, it's like he had the right amount of comedy and creepiness.
Yes, and seriousness.
Yeah.
It's like, no, sir. That's like,
lose. Good day, sir. Like, whoa, okay.
I was like, what the heck? Yeah. He was just happy a second ago.
Yeah, yo.
I love this movie.
This movie's so good. I love the songs. I know all the songs because I have a golden ticket. And of course, Oompa Loompa.
Which turned into a Maryland lottery theme. Dude, they created something that every Halloween, someone's going to be Oompa Loompa.
Yeah. Yes.
Period. Every Halloween. So, yeah, it's such a good movie. Again, The Girl Who Ate the Blueberries is my favorite.
Yeah. I like Veruca, yo. I love Veruca, man. Spoiled brat.
Yeah.
I want it now, Daddy.
He said,
now. It's funny, like sometimes I'll just go around like talking like Veruca. Like give it to me now or something like. But if I ever say that, it's crazy. It's crazy.
No, it is definitely a good movie.
So yeah, man, I love this movie. Next week we have some other 4 other ones. We're in the 40s now, so we're slowly getting down. We're almost down to the movies that
you and I both had on the list together.
So,
okay. Emerson approves of Willy Wonka. Sweet. Well, did she watch the original Daggy or the new one with Johnny Depp in it? That's what I need to know. Which one did she watch? And thank you, Emerson, for that.
Yes.
But yeah, which hopefully she watched the original one. If Daggy knows better, he better show her the original one. Okay. All right. Well, that goes to that West Palm Beach spelling. But yeah. Okay.
Now the other one, which is Charlie and the Chocolate Factory with Johnny Depp. Johnny Depp's just a little too creepy for me.
I didn't even watch that one.
Yeah, I mean it's weird because I think that was also Tim Burton, which
makes sense if it's weird and crazy.
Yeah.
I love The Nightmare Before Christmas, but yeah.
I've never seen that, by the way.
Really?
Yeah.
Yep. You have more movies that you haven't seen than there are on this list of movies that you
stop it, man.
Good gravy, man.
Oh gosh.
Anyway, everybody, so there's no Captain America Winter Soldier update, but we have at least this week on May the 4th, because May the 4th be with you, is coming up. The Bad Batch, a new cartoon in the Star Wars series, comes out. So everybody watch that. We won't review it here since I'm the only one on here that watches cartoons. So, but they definitely watch it and of course support that show because it's going to be very good.
Real quick before we go, have you watched Mortal Kombat yet?
I fell asleep.
Okay. I
was watching it. I did see what you were talking about. I promise we'll do that next week.
All right.
I will definitely watch it. I saw what you were saying, so that made me more intrigued until my eyelids closed.
Okay.
So, well, I'm definitely going to go back and we'll do a review of Mortal Kombat next week.
Well, spoiler alert, I liked it so much, I'm probably going to watch it again. So.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
Nice. Get over here. So, all right, everybody, thank you for tuning in. NYMD Podcast. Of course, we're live here on StreamYard and YouTube. You subscribe, give us a like, give us a comment. We appreciate you, and we definitely appreciate all the input that you put on here because you definitely make the show better. So, all the comments and the questions, thank you so much to everybody who does participate and come through for us. Also, you can follow us on Facebook, IG, and the Twitter. We're on those. I don't know why I always have to say Twitter, but it just sounds better. And of course, you could download just the audio version on any podcasting stream, Google Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Spotify, iTunes, wherever you find podcasts, you will find NY the MD Podcast. Thank you, everybody. Have a great day. It's going to be beautiful outside here. So get out on your bikes or your walks and get on your sneakers and go outside and have fun. But everybody stay safe. And we'll see you next week.
Peace, y'all.
Sith mode.